Hey, good morning. In and out. On to the next thing on the list. So I want to pop on first. Appreciate you guys joining the group. Like I said, the Money Talk VIP is live. I pinned that comment. You can go sign up for a monthly membership. Go sign up for the yearly membership. It'll bill automatically. Check that out. Definitely get a little bit closer, intimate. Get direct answers for your particular situation is the key. And then, of course, you take all that and then have steps to take action. So, a couple things before I kind of begin my morning rant for today is the if you haven't already, go back, check out the live that was done. Black Married Debt Free, awesome young couple living there in California. Their wife just increased their income. They work 9 to 5s. They parents own a home, and they actually got rentals, out-of-state rentals at that. So I encourage you to go look back at that conversation. Talked about the rentals, talked about how much debt they paid off, how did they pay off the debt, talked about how did they get the rental, how did she increase her income, and overall the arching thing, how did they do all that in their marriage and what made them successful. Check out that conversation there. This week, have a good friend finally got my scheduling correct, and got a good friend of mine, Ask the Biller. Great opportunity that, like I said, when you think about what kind of business could you start, or what kind of opportunities are there for you to really get out and generate some income for yourself and not have a tremendous amount of startup or education requirement. Ask the Biller is this week here in Money Talk. So Thursday we'll discuss that particular opportunity on Thursday evening. So I want you to join in here in the group to listen to that. Now to the main event. It's all around you. Inflation is all around you. Everything costs more. So we're in inflation. Honestly, this message, or this conversation actually came as a direct answer to a Instagram question on a podcast I was recently that can't wait to share that with you. But how do you save when inflation is going up so quickly? And my initial response honestly wasn't really sensitive, wasn't I would think respectful. I'm talking about my initial thought. I didn't respond this way, but I was thinking if inflation, and don't get me wrong, gasoline prices changes, grocery prices changes, housing costs, all these different things. My question would have really been, how much were you saving before? It could be because truthfully, between rent prices going up and groceries and gas, I mean that's probably a good $500-$600. And if you were only saving $500-$600, well, that just got eaten up. But how do you fix your financial life, honestly, to where you continue to plan as you were and still thrive in a rising inflation environment? And honestly, inflation always rises, so this time it's just going a lot quicker, a lot sooner. But the first thing I want you to do is, again, you have to look at what areas, and if you got a budget, if you got a cash plan, you have to know the areas where inflation is really impacting you. So, for my life, for example, inflation really kind of gets us at the grocery store. So those costs went up. But the gas tank, well, my wife and I are remote, so we kind of release our dependency on gas. So for me, like I got to get gas today at a half a tank. But before today, it's been about maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, because I just don't drive often. I started walking more, especially taking advantage of the store being so close, but walking daily. I just don't leave the house unnecessarily. So I would say inflation caused me to really think twice about what I'm doing when I leave the home, taking the trips out. Second, the next thing is, how do you, so you figure out where your budget is, what part did it go up. Then after you figure out what part did it go up, you ask two questions. One, you should always be asking, but this first question I want you to ask is, can you shift? Like I said, with me, can you release your dependency on certain things? So are you able to, even though grocery prices go up, can you change a little bit of your eating habits, plan a little bit more, insert some couponing there, change maybe the stores you're buying things at, change how you're buying them, really plan out your meals, and are those meals more hearty to where they last longer? Is that something you could do? The same thing with the gasoline. If you're not remote, can you negotiate remote to release your dependency on gas? Can you start to group a lot of your errands in a time where you know you're going to be out, so you can get a full efficient way of driving versus every 5 seconds going out? Rent. I mean, a lot of people, even though I know the housing market is sustained, can you negotiate a price with your rent that, hey, I've been here for a while, and fix that cost for maybe 2 years instead of 1 year, especially if you know you're going to stay there. The more you can start to fix your costs, the more you can start to think about, okay, how do I begin to save? How do I begin to make progress? The second thing, or the next thing, question you need to ask is, how am I actually increasing my income? And again, never has it been a better time to start an online business. Never has it been a better time to actually level up the current job that you have. That is an important fact, that you can actually go out and take the same job that you're doing now 80% of the time and go translate that into a higher salary in the open market. That's incredible that you can go do that right now, because of, again, supply and demand hit the labor market. These are things you can do to help fight inflation. Next, you have to realize that inflation is a part of your life. So what you want to do is, how do you not make it a challenge that affects all the different decisions you're making? So truthfully, I knew costs rise. I knew where the costs were rising. I also knew how they were going to affect me. But you also have to think about, I made certain decisions based off comfort and ease and how I can have a better family life. But those decisions translated into protecting me from a lot of where inflation costs have risen. And that is a vital thing for you. What can you do to really think about, and with costs rising, it is going to make you start to second guess, how am I receiving my income? Is it sustainable for the long haul? I need to know that, and I want you to know that. The next thing is products and services that you're not oftentimes using. How can you, again, get more efficient? So Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and all these different services, that can be great. But I also know that while everyone jumped on the cut the cord bandwagon and making that progress, what indirectly happened was many people are spending nearly, on average, $150 a month in streaming services. Pretty much move the paying of a $200 cable bill to a different side. You didn't really change anything. So I would venture to you, or I would challenge you, how can you either adopt a service that's going to help you, meaning a lot of your phone carriers are giving you discounts for these services, so that's a good way to cut costs. But also, how do you try to eliminate the cost completely? Can you go without it? Try 30 days, no services. What could you do? Maybe you only need one. Maybe inserting projects and picnics and reading books and just alternative ways to entertain yourself. Collectively getting with a group of friends that you're all going to the same path, and you decide how you're going to share, maybe once a month, a good time, you know what I mean, at someone's house or something like that, where everyone's chipping in, and again, it decreases the cost, but you all get the same value of fun. These are things that, again, though maybe a little bit unorthodox, there still can be popularity, because after the last 3 years of not being with anyone, being able to connect with someone right now is probably one of the best fun pieces of fun you can have. These are things you can do to help you, number one, stabilize, but begin to thrive. But the biggest piece about what's going to take you higher and what's going to help, how are you going to actually thrive, is that's all going to be centered mostly around how you increase your income this year. Honestly, if you're watching this video, did you get a raise? Did you switch jobs? Are you in the current market? And if you're in the current market, are you getting the traction that you need? If you don't, and even myself, do you need a career coach? Do you need someone to help you with your resume? Those are things I'm looking at to help get me to that next level. I understand there's a cost associated, but if you spent $500, if you spent $300, if you spent even $1,000, but then you not only got the job you would like, but you're now on a higher trajectory, and also you increase your salary 15, 20 grand. You got 1,000% return on that investment, because that's what it is. It's an investment. It's in a tool to allow you to maximize your current skill set. I want you guys to think about that again. Inflation is going to be around. Things are going to get more expensive, and if you have debt, this is a great time to actually start to really get rid of that high interest rate, with knowing that the rates are rising. Your credit card debt, auto loan is fixed, but it's still one of those things that average car payment is $564 over 84 months. If you can get rid of that, and in this time, if you even need to sell, you might have a surplus because of the supply and demand issue all across these industries, to reset your finances. Don't try to do this. Don't try to keep everything you have and move forward. Change and be willing and open to change the things you have, change your situation to go forward. I want you to grow in this season, and I want you to really reach that point in your finances where no matter what's chaotic going on in the world, because it's always going to be chaos in the world, that doesn't affect you and your household. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope I get to see you guys live Thursday evening. If you like it, go ahead and give this video thumbs up, share it with a friend. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.